What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be ranking all of the rulers and merge tactics from worst to best. Let's get into it. Alright, so we are starting off with the worst ruler. And this is perfect. It is the battle machine. Now, I know you guys are probably thinking, what? The king isn't here? Now, hear me out. Battle machine can only have 5 troops on the field. Battle machine also has the chance to get an elixir pump on the first round. How are you supposed to get your orbs with an elixir pump? You have to wait till, what is it? Round 3. So, if you're waiting till round 3 and you still don't have I don't have a chance to get an orb. My elixir pump can't kill anybody. So, that just overall makes him really bad, because a Dagger Duchess could already have her first orb, and then she could have her second orb right now, and then starting the next round, I get the first building that could kill somebody and I get an orb. The 5 troops, I do know that makes up for the buildings, but if they ended up changing the battle machine to getting not an X-bow in the first round and not an elixir pump, and it just being a mortar, a Tesla, or an Inferno Tower first round, you have a better chance of getting those kills and getting that first orb, because it is 1 kill for the first orb. They do make the orb very easy to get, but I can't get it with a pump. And in the first round, I probably can't get it with an X-bow. An X-bow, you could at least get it in the second round if you play your cards right. But this is why I think he is the worst ruler. Let's move on to the next one. I was at 2,800 trophies earlier, but now I'm not. I have lost a bunch trying to do challenges and other videos for you guys. Is what it is. I don't know if I'm going to be pushing this season, but this is number 9, and that will be the king. Now, I know that you guys are probably thinking he was going to be number 10, like I said, for the battle machine. But the king is still good, in my opinion. Better than the battle machine, at least. Sorry, my nose is itchy. The king has just became more strategical now. His only downside is for you new-to-play players, and it takes 2 rounds to lose now. But if you're higher up in the trophies, you're not going to want to choose the king anymore, because it could put you at a disadvantage trying to lose those first 2 rounds to get those orbs, before you could just sit there and lose the first round, get your first orb, lose the second round, get your second orb, and you could have a really good card by then. And I do understand that. But I think that does make him worse in a sense. He does have some of you guys have said he has a catch-up ability now, where, you know, you're just trying to play as normal, and then if you lose, then it grants you that extra elixir and like a little bit of a kickback. But I think that's too much to ask, because if you don't get good cards and then you lose, you know, you get the elixir and you still don't get good cards, whatever. There is better rulers to choose. I'm very mixed about it. I don't know how to explain the king. But we're already at 4 HP, and if we lose again, we're not going to get any elixir, depending on how much we lose by. Although I am just playing goblins for the sake of the video, because I don't want to play the whole game through. But, yeah. I think the king is number 9 now. They should have given him at least a 1 HP increase. That would have helped a little bit. But they didn't, so I guess we'll find out in the future. But let's move on to the next ruler. Alright, starting out at number 8, we have the Loom. The Loom has just stayed the same. They haven't touched it. I know you're probably like, dude, that means it's balanced. But 5 wins in a row is crazy. I mean, it's good in the early trophies, but once you get up, winning 5 rounds in a row is pretty good, pretty big feat. Other than that, having 7 troops, it does help. I don't have much to say about the Loom. I don't use the Loom. I don't like the Loom that much. Just because if you're trying to go for 7 troops on the board, you're almost never going to have a 3-star comp. There are those times that you're going to get a very good, very good lucky game. 3-star cards on the board. Your orbs were really nice to you. But other than that, if you don't get that, and you're not building good traits, and you don't get lucky, you're not sitting very good. So I don't know. You guys can flame me in the comments if you think this is bad for the Loom, but I think this is respectable. The quests, his last quest sucks. If it was maybe 4, then it would be better. Because 2 is obviously doable. If they made it 1, then all you have to do is win the first round. But you're not always going to win the first round as a Loom, so I don't know how they balance it. But that's just my opinion. Let's move on to the next ruler. So I'm sorry about my about the Loom. I didn't really know what to say about him because, he's very simple, but I also just don't think it's good enough to make him better, you know what I mean? But this is also my opinion and what I like to use and what I enjoy and what I think is the best and the worst. But now, number 7, we have the Warden. The Grand Warden just got a nerf, so I was kind of on the fence. He'd be a little, 1 spot higher if he was not nerfed. So his shields are RNG, but you can make the most out of his shields if you play him correctly. Keep everything in the back. Even a rage shield can change the course of a game. You don't have to be praying for the star shield. The worst one is probably the slowdown shield, which is what I have right now. And you're not going to be seeing it at his full capability while I'm doing this because I'm trying to talk and play a little bit more in depth than usual. I do really enjoy the Grand Warden though. He is a very fun ruler. You get to try out new things every time you play. So that, to me, he is deserving of what is that? A 7th place? A 7th place. Because he's almost mid-range, but he's still not there. There's still something that he needs. I think he has too many shields, maybe. And half the time I feel like you're getting rage or slowdown. And those are the 2 of the worst shields, in my opinion. Star Shield, obviously, number 1. Lava Shield is very good. But it is very possible to get his quests. Look at that. Round 3, we had both of his quests. But let's move on to the next ruler. Number 6. We've got the Goblin Queen. And her most recent buff did make her a lot better, I will say. But she's still not up there because if you're using her for only goblins, goblins aren't that good. If they buffed the goblins, I think Goblin Queen would be in the top 4. Goblins would just be unstoppable. That's probably why they can't make them that strong though, because you can get 4 stars very easy. And she has 12 HP, mind you. But she's just below, just below average, because once you get into the higher ranks, even a almost 4-starred out Goblin team can get beaten by a noble comp, by a clan comp, by almost any other comp. Goblin Machine is just not strong enough on his own. Goblin Demolisher, I mean, a 4-star Goblin Demolisher can take out a whole team, but it has to be sitting in the right spot, right? And Dark Goblin and Or sorry, not even Dark Goblin. Stab Goblin sucks now. He used to be really good back in the day. But he's just not good enough. You don't have enough damage. But the only plus side to her is that you can use her, excuse me, to get goblins, sell them all, and buy whatever you want, and just get guaranteed elixir as long as you're keeping one goblin on the field. But other than that, you know, half the time you might not even get goblins that early on, and yeah, I don't know. But that's why I think that she is the number 6 spot. Let's move on to the next one. Starting at number 5. Oh, I keep saying that, dude. Number 5, we got Ronin. Now, this was a very awkward spot for me because I do love Ronin. His quests are actually very easy if you know how to play him and you play him correctly. Oh, I didn't even move my bamboo. He is just a very balanced ruler, because if you don't play him right, you're not going to get those orbs. But if you play him like perfectly, you're going to get those orbs 9 times out of 10. And it also one-taps any troop in the game. It can even like one-shot kill a 4-star monk. So that to me right there is pretty sweet. Overall, very balanced, very in the middle. Like, you can't go wrong with that. But see, if you don't pay attention that he has a prince, you're gonna waste your ability. And if you don't, you know, have enough backline to make their front line walk onto the bamboo, then it's just not gonna work out for you. It's a very you have to be very cautious and just keep watching your opponents the whole time. And that's why I love him. It adds a whole different aspect to the game. But I don't think he's that overpowered. You know what I mean? Because it's not guaranteed. You can't just slap it on the board and it just kill them instantly. You have to wait for it to charge, and they have to walk over it. Overall, very cool ruler, and I think he deserves the middle spot. Let's move on to the next one. Alright guys, before we get into the next 5 rulers, I just wanted to take a quick break and say thank you to AM Trims for this video idea. I haven't done a ranking video in a while, so this is good for me, I think. And the other thing that I wanted to say was about Ronin is if you pull it off, you could get all 3 of your quests in one round, depending on, you know, placement of bamboo, or if they have a witch and it has multiple skeletons on the board. It's pretty sweet. You usually get about 2 orbs in one round if you pull it off correctly. But let's move on to number 4. Of course, we get a merge bonus. But number 4, we have the Echo Sage. Echo Sage has been so strong for so long, even with the HP nerfs and everything. It's an extra troop on the board all the time. It's basically a Loom, but with a special ability because it can one-shot your troops. The HP is down, but the Echo Sage is up. Sorry, that was silly. But look at that. First round, if you play it right, you can get your first orb. And it's pretty easy to get all of its quests. It's 1, 3, and 7. And if you protect her correctly, you're going to get those no problem. I keep forgetting his merge bonus. But, yeah, there's not much to say about her. You get her to 4-star. It used to be insanely overpowered with the clan trait when there was multiple traits, because she would have buffed HP. But even then, you get a superstar ring. She's going to become even more broken. And even if you don't get the superstar ring, you have support for whatever comp you're going for in the meantime. So that is why I think she is number 4. I think if they made her quest just a little bit harder, if they made the first one 2, second one 4, last one 8, I think it was that at some point. I'm not sure. But prove me if I'm wrong. But I think that's what it was before. I think that's perfect. But I know that it's going to be really hard to get 1 kill sometimes, because if you go up higher, most people just sell everything and lose to you automatically. But I still think she's so strong. So that is why I think she's at number 4. Let's move on to number 3. We got a Royal King in here. And a Goblin Queen. But number 3, I've got the Tomb Queen. Now, this might be a hot take. But I don't know. Man, Full Undead is the strongest comp in the game if it ramps up. It is undefeatable. And the Tomb Queen just got a buff as well. So her quests are a lot easier to pull off. You only need 3 summons for the first one, and we've already got 2 in the first round. And if you put your cards correctly, don't have backline, you just buy all frontline for the first round, they're going to walk up and give that tombstone, you know, some extra time to spawn skeletons. And if you get the elixir from the orb, you're probably set, because you can just keep buying undead. And look at, I can do this right now. And I have 4 out of 6 undead already on round 2. And then next round, I can buy the Skeleton King. Yeah, or I can buy him right now. And then I get a bomber upgrade. You don't need Witch anymore, really, to rely on the Tomb Queen. So that, I think that makes her a lot better. And then if you get the Skeleton Dragon by luck, then it's just going to make it way better. Like, look at this. We've already got all this. If you're in another lobby with a Tomb Queen, that does put you at a deficit, though, I will say. But right now, we're already sitting pretty. We just need a Witch, and then we got 6 out of 6 on round 4. And we'll probably win the entire game just because of that. It's just so brain dead. You just sit there, buy undead, win. The only other bad part about her is that if you don't get undead with her, then you're probably not going to win. Because you're not using her to her full capability. Oh, excuse me. I apologize. But if we find a Witch here, then this would probably be game. Like, that's it. It's that easy. And I'll probably win this match, even though I have 4 HP and 1 orb. So, yeah, that's why I think she's still so good. The buff just made her even better. She probably would have been 1 spot behind if it weren't for the buff. But let's move on to number 2. Easy dubs, that's what I'm saying. But number 2, we got the Dagger Duchess. Now, her quests are super, super simple. The third one can be hard. But if you have the right cards, you're going to be fine. Right now, as you can see, we have the boss, or the bandit, and the firecracker. We almost got the first orb off of that. It just adds an aspect to the game where it makes your troops a lot stronger, especially with the Golden Knight, or what's another good one? The Princess. The Princess is very good with the Dagger Duchess. And so is the Bandit. Especially if she's 3-star. Yeah. Getting that first... Look at this. We're just perma-stunning them. They do have better cards than us, obviously. But there, we still win. Even with worse cards, because of that ability. I think... if they were to nerf the Dagger Duchess, they did buff her a while back, but if they made the durability less and just kept the exact same stats, then I think it would make it more balanced. But you still see her everywhere. She's still very heavily used. And I don't know. I don't know, man. Last season, I was using Empress. I was having a hard time because everybody else was using Empress, so I switched to Dagger Duchess, and I was able to push a lot higher because I had that ability. And you catch most rulers, like 9 times out of 10, off guard. And it works with almost any trait too. It's just very versatile, and that's why I think that she is in the number 2 spot still. If I were to make a video, you know, a couple seasons ago, she'd be in the number 2 spot regardless. So, yeah. Let's move on to number 1, which you already know what it is. So, before I get into talking about my girl Empress here, we did play out the last game, and we were able to win with 10 HP the entire game. We didn't get any orbs or any quests. So, the Dagger Duchess is just amazing. But at number 1, we have the Spirit Empress. I do know she got nerfed. It is noticeable. But I think for you higher level players out there, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is luck. Just for your merges. But for us right now, we have a merge next round. And then you can just make... Oh, I did that wrong. But you can just make elixir out of nothing. With no problem. Especially, I'm no guru at using the Empress, and I'm doing it wrong right now as we speak. But we're at 6 merges on the second round. It's still very good. And I don't think the Empress will ever change. I know she was the first ruler to ever be different when she came out with the game. But yeah, she'll just always be good because you're always making elixir if you're merging and selling. And you can get an advantage in no time as long as you're merging. So I think she's still going to be number 1 for probably forever, unless they come out with some crazy ruler that just switches up the entire game. If you know what I mean. I'm just buying stuff and selling random stuff now. I'm not even trying to win. But we're at 21 merges on the 4th round. And now we can let's just try and make a full noble comp here. So let's go Golden Knight. Let's sell these guys. We have so much elixir. Okay. We need to get a prince. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even I don't even think it genuinely matters. Because I can keep going. And I'm gonna put them over here because that's what I usually do. And just look at this. We have 2 HP, but we've been able to get 31 merges in the 5 rounds that we've been playing. Now, if I get the knight, I put him out. Next, all I need is princess, which is right there. Swap it out. I mean, I did get lucky by getting the royal giant for the noble trait, but nobody else is running nobles. So as you can see, I can just keep buying and selling. And I'll never have an issue. So I could just buy the royal giant now. And just upgrade him and sell him because I got the special troop and nobody else has it. Then it's not going to be a problem for me. I mean, it's got to be pretty self-explanatory that the Empress is always going to be on top. Unless her orbs get changed. That's the only way you can really nerf her now, in my opinion. We're at 48 merges. I bought the wizard by accident. But that's okay because a merge showed up. I can sell him. You can always make it work. Like, oh, I want the prince at some point here. Let me just merge a couple more. There he is. I'll buy it. And there comes another merge. Boom. Just keep going. It doesn't matter. Like, there's a 3-star prince. I don't have a 3-star musketeer, but my team is basically fully maxed out. And we have 59 merges. And the game is almost over. So, that's why I think she is number 1. Let's actually play this out. Because I want to see if I can get that musketeer. This would be just a perfect game for this. Unless he's holding it. He is. So we're probably not going to get it. Which is fine. We get all of our merges. I want to see what we were going to get from our orb. There it is. I don't know, dude. Full 3-star noble comp. Especially with the Empress, is if you get, say, a troop from your second orb, and it's the skeleton dragon, it's the baby dragon, and you want to adapt to that comp. All you have to do is just merge and sell. You'll probably have enough elixir anyways. And you can pivot really easily. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. It's probably a little bit longer than usual, but I haven't done this in a while, so I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you're okay with my decisions on the rulers. Let me know down in the comments if you think something should be changed in my decision making. This is just my opinion though, so please don't flame me too much. But if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hype it. And we'll catch you on the next video, guys. Yeah.